Hello guys, and welcome. We're going to go ahead and start getting into this next game. We're going to be watching ESC.GoOdy. He's going to be the purple Terran in the bottom left, going up against eSahara.Check, the pink Zerg in the bottom right.
Interesting spawn positions. I don't think seen many ZVT games on these spawn positions. I don't know. They're usually across, but
Yeah.
Czech really stacking his drones really well actually. He's
But
avoiding some of the patches.
yeah, one of the things about these spawn positions is the fact that you have an incredibly easy time, and this is incredibly relevant with Goody, of getting those tanks onto this bottom ledge here and just sieging into the natural of Czech. And it can be a very, very hard position to deal with, and you literally see this in 90% of all ZVTs on this map, is that particular position just being abused. And with Goody being the tank master, I'm definitely going to be expecting him to be trying to abuse that to the maximum potential that he possibly can.
And one thing for Zerg players that I've seen that helps push it off, I used to play Terran, and one thing that was really annoying if I was trying to do that against Zerg was if they put a couple spine crawlers, or if they move the original spine crawlers to that ledge, you can scout it coming, and might be able to pick off a siege tank if the Terran isn't paying attention. But I'm sure Goody is going to be paying attention to his siege tanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually just also messed up my overlay, and that was out of game for a second. Whoops. But still, if you look at Goody in his barracks, he's got a space open, and he might be opening with a Reaper. You can see him getting his guys into the gas, and I've seen him do this before, where he gets out a Reaper before any kind of Marine, and if he can get up a bunker outside of the Zerg, he can easily do a ton of damage, killing a ton of Lings, forcing Lings, Queens, everything. He's actually doing just that and getting the Tech Lab immediately after the barracks finishes.
And he's scouting with two different SCVs, so he wants to get to the Zerg base fast. He's going, if you look at the rallies for his SCVs, he's just doing a normal clamp down, which is he's going right with one, left with one, and then both going to the top if it doesn't work out.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, something that I've seen him do also with this opener is if he gets to do a lot of damage with the Reapers, he'll just skip the mech and go straight to a Banshee. And if you can get Banshees up, he'll sometimes just game right there. I've seen him just murder some Zergs really horribly with that kind of a build.
It's weird because both players have two production units, so SCVs and drones in this case, running around the map. Goody has actually 3 now. Wow.
Yeah, and there's the first bunker going down. Czech's actually not able to target the SUV. He's kind of just lounging around, and oh no, that
bunker goes up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the Reaper is there. Now the Reaper is here. And oh, he's actually going to have to jump down, but he has vision now because of the bunker and everything. One SUV.
The bunkers are up.
Yeah.
This is really good positioning. You can tell that he's thought this out before and he's practiced it.
Oh yeah. He's doing a great job of dancing around the Reaper. Now he can easily get into the bunker, and there he's got the extra range, but he actually can't hit the spine crawler. He needs to get that Reaper out and hit that spine crawler, because that gets up. That could be the bad news bears of the tournament for Goody.
He does have well-placed SCVs. Oh, he has a second Reaper too, wow.
Yeah, oh, he's got another one on the way and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that...
Oh, the close Reaper there.
He actually can't reach the spine crawler with either bunker. That's actually very good for Czech. And actually, Czech might be able to be okay against this. You see the Queens and everything targeting. Oh, they're trying to get the SUV.
Oh, is the Queen gonna go down? Oh.
No, but the SUVs can actually repair each other. That's a little awkward.
Salvage off at least.
Yep, there we go. He does get 75 back for that. Czech has now got. Look at all those Lings. Oh my God. Actually, the Queens are not being targeted. Good. Good needs to take down those everything in the. Actually, he's gonna escape with one Reaper. What? 12 kills on that Reaper though.
Those Reapers are definitely worth it because if you look at the units tab, he is ahead. And if you're playing a ZVT and Terran's ahead with mules, it's economically really bad for the Zerg player, especially when it comes to late game. Not to mention that he's dropping his expansion as natural now and he's rolling up with a factory. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him switch the factory with the barracks for maybe some siege tank static defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all with that. I mean, it is Goody. Tanks are always happening. But the command center is also almost done, so Goody's got a very nice little bit of an infrastructure here. And this Overlord is now trying to find that magical position where it can't be seen on the low ground. I think he he just can't quite get it. That's so frustrating. But oh yeah, Goody is now lifting off his barracks. This Overlord is guaranteed to die. And that's actually just another little bit of frustration for Czech. I mean, to take all that damage from the Reapers and now to lose that Overlord that he wants to stay alive to see what Goody's doing, that's very, very unfortunate. You can see how Czech, he's a little bit ahead in the food count, but his drone count just now got over Goody. We're just with like a big, big production of it. And actually, Goody's got 2 starports coming down, so we could really be seeing Banshees a lot more hardcore than I was expecting.
It's interesting because I'm not sure. Goody never used to depend on Banshees as much, but it seems like the Zerg player's going for a 7 Roach Dongreigu sort of style-esque push. He's developing 7 Roaches if you look at the production tab right now too, and he hasn't really built anything else besides that now. Although he is kind of food cap, but if the Banshees do come out and the Roaches are trying to fight them, it's going to be obvious the Banshees are going to win, right? So I think it's kind of blindly hardcarring what the Zerg's doing. Not to mention Siege Tank at the same time. It's like the perfect things against Roaches.
Yeah, now these Hellions are even going to be able to scout this, and Goody should realize the great position that he is in. He's actually now just thrown down his 3rd and 4th gases, but these Hellions are running around the map. He's officially aware that there are a bunch of Roaches moving forward, and Goody's actually able to get the Hellions even back behind the supply depot and everything before they move forward, but this tech lab could get targeted down, and yeah, Czech is immediately going to hit that. That's going to prevent the Siege Tank getting siege mode for a little bit while, but there is that Siege Tank. Hellion's now going to be produced, but now actually you can see Czech could be pushing forward if he really wanted to. Maybe snipe a Siege Tank or 2, but he's got to be careful of the bunker. And Goody just put those.
Oh no! Oh, the Lings are getting in.
Oh,
there is a bunker though, so I'm not expecting too much damage, and he's not even focusing the bunker.
Yeah, actually the SUVs and everything were in hold position to try and mess up the AI of those units.
This Reaper's getting a little bit overexcited. He's going for the gas. It's kind of metagaming if you think about it. He went for the tech lab because he knows Goody's style.
Oh yeah.
The Lings are trying to go to work on the supply depot. Roaches coming to help, and here come the Banshees, and that's gonna be the end of this whole engagement. I think he might pick off a couple SCVs, but
yeah. Oh, there's another command center being built actually by Goody, and Czech just saw that he's going to skip that and go straight for these SCVs. They're doing a fair bit of damage too. Roaches are now getting into the action of killing off SCVs really, really well. Now there's actually 28 SCVs on the field, and actually there's not very many drones. I think actually might have been a Hellion run by or something that we could have missed because there's only 26 drones on the field. But now
it's interesting because Czech's rally was to the back of the mineral line. And he had about 8 Lings exactly that were inactive, so they did come back and get a couple of kills. They're going for the main right now. Continued Banshee production, but no cloak or anything yet. So he's not depending on them too much, although there is boost starports there. What he needs to do is he needs to finish his wall off. Because if he keeps letting Lings run in, Lings don't die that fast at Banshees, since Banshees have a really slow attack speed in comparison to something like a Marine, right? So what he needs to do is he needs to wall that off again with a supply depot or something to stop these Lings from coming in and doing more damage.
Yeah, because I'm just following them around and they just kill everything. This is a very, very odd game, but somehow Goody is still ahead in the food count overall. It seems that Czech feels like he's done enough damage now, finally killing off SCVs. Now he's back to droning up, and he's got Spore Crawlers in his main and his natural, looking to be pretty solid. He's actually getting up his Spire Tech too, to be able to get mutas out and all that, and he's got his Overlord in a good position to look at these Banshees, but really, Goody is now going to start working towards that famous mech competition of his, because he has 4 Banshees out, but with all these Spores and all these Queens, he's not going to be able to break this Zerg front with just Banshees.
And you can tell that Czech has been on his macro and his micro because he does have a lot of Queens out, and 4 Queens against 4 Banshees with transfuses. The Queens are going to win if microed properly, so we do have the base being finished on the left side for Goody, his 3rd, and he goes instantly to drop down 2 armories, so just doing what Goody does best in this scenario.
Yep, he's going for the mech, the good old mech. He's actually going to get a nice bit of drone kills considering. I think he took down, there probably 2 or 3 there. I mean, overall, Czech has killed 28 SCVs. Goody's only killed 3 drones.
But if you look at the income tab, our Terran player Goody is ahead by a lot, actually, by 500. And if you go to the units tab, you'll realize that it's because of these 5 mules, and 5 mules,
oh my god,
they'll really bump up your economy for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, 3 orbital commands against really, really eco-damaged Zerg is not exactly the best position for the Zerg. Another hatch gets thrown down the natural. Czech can't even take another base with these Banshees running around. They're just too powerful to to allow a base to go down without the muta support, which is now just starting to get in there. We've got 6 mutas total on the field. There aren't even any more coming. To have 6 mutas only 14 minutes as your first mutas, this is a very delayed Zerg.
And you can tell that Goody immediately started Viking production on his tech labs. He's gonna lose that one Banshee. Nope. Missile turret to the save. We have 4 Vikings. I think are definitely gonna kill this force, especially since he just lost almost 2 mutas to that missile turret.
Yeah, and the third
Yeah,
does
the
throw
third.
good.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's interesting positioning actually, because if you think about it, he's been so aggressive. He hasn't had time to break the rocks, and you can tell he's tried to break the rocks because it's actually 30 HP down, and he knows that he's so aggressive that he hasn't had time to break it. So he needs to take his base now, and in this case, it has to be that one.
Look at Goody, the top middle, taking a base of his own in a sneaky spot. Very unlikely to be scouted, especially because Check is fully aware of that command center that was building in the main base, and he's probably just to assume that the middle left was taken. I'm surprised he hasn't run over there with mutas just to check that out. Instead, he's actually just run on the mutas looking for any scouting around those destructible rocks, which is kind of an odd muta movement pattern, but he does actually end up transfusing that really hurt one, which is kind of nice to see.
If we look at the saturation for our Zerg player, he is perfectly optimal. And the thing is, except for his main, sorry. Yeah. So, everything's good.
A lot of roaches are coming out in the field right now. 13 roaches just popped out. Or just around that part is actually now out. But now we can see that there's actually a couple very vulnerable supply depots. And so, okay, there we go. Vikings are going to come in and defend against this. Not going to have, not be taking too much from these mutas. They're just not going to have any of that. But still, Goody is getting his vehicle weapons. He's getting his vehicle plating. No bio weapons at all or anything is being researched, which is not surprising considering it's Goody. But Thor is out. Thor gets a nice, little bit of splash damage down there.
Yeah, Thor's on hold position, I think, are one of the best.
The roaches just walk in, the supply depot was lowered, and now Czech has all of these roaches just happily wailing away, but the Thor, Vikings, Banshees, I don't know how well this is going to go. Mutas are now in play as well. That Thor is actually going to get targeted down without any difficulty. No repair on that whatsoever, but another Thor is out in a nice position to continue attacking.
The roaches are going straight for the mineral line. He's individually picking them off one by one. We do still have 2 Banshees left in the Thor, but these roaches are going to do a lot of damage. Oh, and actually a little bit of a misclick by Czech there. He ran his roaches into the SCVs while the SCVs were on A moves, so he does pick off a lot of units.
I think he did that on purpose to make sure he can kill the SCVs and hold position the roaches instead of hitting the Thor, possibly?
It's a possibility. Those Vikings are actually really key there, because if there are no Vikings, then... Oh wow, forget that. There's another attack coming in the front.
Yeah.
Picks up a missile turret and the tech left. It looks like, yeah, the tech left.
Yeah, but Goody's actually just getting Hellions anyway, so that's actually not really harming him. Kind of surprising to just queue up 2 siege tanks to keep them able to be coming. But now we do see that Czech has saturated his mid-right base. Goody has his orbital command not rallied in the top middle. He's actually even built that refinery and everything too. Look at all these. There are 7 overlords in the middle of the field right now. If Goody just moved out with some Vikings or something, that would be just bad, bad, bad. But there actually are no Vikings left. Actually, it's perfectly fine for Czech to do that. The only anti-air that Goody really has are just only 4 Vikings and Thor.
There is actually only Mutalisk production coming out of our Zerg player right now. He's continuing to produce Mutalisk. He took his 4th at the top location. I'm not sure if you covered that, and a huge drone transfer.
Look at all the mules in the top middle. We've got 7 mules, and now another refinery as well. Let's look at the income for a second. That's just disgusting. That's just so many minerals.
Oh man.
Wow. Alright, so now we have all these mules happily running around. Lings are just going everywhere trying to scout, and the thing is, Czech's got to realize something's up when he goes to that where that 3rd should be, and he sees no 3rd. He's got to realize that there's some other base on the map, and he might use that as a cue to actually look around. But look at this, he's just now finally taking down these rocks on the right 20 minutes into the game.
One thing I'm really worried about for Czech is that if he doesn't take the cue that there's a base hidden, those mules, especially since there's still that in-base orbital command, are really going to bump his econ. So you might underestimate what Goody's going out with, because Goody is still ahead on supply, and he's starting to break the rocks and take his 3rd.
Yeah, actually, we have a Hydra Den down getting groove spines.
It's kind of an odd play if you think about it, because you know Goody's a mech player, and if siege tanks splash on Hydras,
And not
They
to mention,
disappear.
yeah, and Hellions with their extra damage versus light. I mean, granted, Goody doesn't. Actually, it looks like he does have Infernal Preigniter. So that's. Oh no, he doesn't have Infernal Preigniter. It's just the attack upgrade fooling me. But still, there's no Infernal Preigniter, which is going to help those Hydras a little bit. But Check is getting that mid-right third. He's got basically 4 bases running, 5 soon. He's getting carapace upgrades for his Spire, upgrading carapace for and ground and missile weapons. This is going to be an interesting army composition from Check.
If you look at the creep spread, it is starting off okay, but I think that the early aggression really set down his micro ability. So it is good, but it definitely could be better at a 22-minute mark. And we have a lot of upgrades finishing right now. We're gonna have the +1 armor for the Zerg ground carapace, and we just got another upgrade. I think it was it? Oh no, it wasn't. I think it was a Zergling or a melee attack, but either way, he's definitely starting to saturate his bases. He's putting down spine callers because he knows the presence of Hellions, of course, and 2-2 about to finish right now for a Terran player.
Yeah, and another commander is also being built inside the main base of Goody. More tanks, more Hellions. There's still those 2 starports, not really doing anything. None of them have an add-on, but this is a scary army. 4 Thors, a ton of Hellions, and a fair count of siege tanks. SCVs being pulled along with this, and they're moving across the middle of the map, going to try and deal with Check's creep spread, and they really could. Just a couple scans, and those things are going down.
And it's interesting because if you look at the army composition right now, I don't think the Zerg player has a chance, but
I mean, he's only just now about to finish his infestation pit, and that's a late hive against mech. We're going to have a huge surround coming here from, oh my god, so many Zerg is going to stream in, but those point defense drone is actually down, and those mutas are doing almost nothing. They're just dying, and right now, Check is slightly ahead in the food count. Never mind, now he just slightly goes down, but still, more tanks are coming in, and we're going to see Goody just continuing to wreck, and now he is sieging up in this position. I was expecting that a little bit sooner, but still, it's happening. It's a very nice position to attack, but we got Roaches and Hydras going to move in for a complete flank, taking down any reinforcement units, but this natural is going down, and lucky that infestation pit is out of range of those tanks.
oh, these Hellions could finish these lings. Let's see. Oh, he did react on time perfectly. Oh, is he gonna get this around? No, he doesn't. He has 1 siege tank that's been saving grace here a bit, but this 1 siege tank isn't gonna live against all these roaches. So
Yeah.
these SCV needs to evacuate, and I think that I think we're just gonna lose them all. Actually, we just
Yeah.
lift it, and SCVs do run. If we look at oh damn, he's moving his siege tank positioning, so
Oh, yeah.
kind of aggressive. But he can be aggressive, of course, because he knows all this main of the Zerg's armies in his third base. So
Yeah.
that hidden base right now is making itself worth it like 10 times over.
Oh yeah, but a big thing to note is that Check's infestation pit was so late. That means no hive tech, and normally at this point with a mech army like this, you need broodlords, you need infestors. You have to be able to get those fungals off on those Vikings. You need to be able to get those broodlords to disrupt the siege line, and Check just doesn't have the tech that he needs right now. He's getting a great surround with all these roaches, but he's being forced to pull drones. But there's so many Thors, so many siege tanks. Now we're having the reinforcement roaches coming in to deal with this, but this is going to be quite damaging to Check. Right now he's down to 45 drones. Goody only has 40 SCVs, and that might be the only thing that's saving Check right now, but Goody still has those mules, and actually Lings are running around attacking that mid-left base for Goody, and Goody is just staying alive, and I really think you make a good point with that top-middle base, the hidden base being so effective, but Vikings landing in the top right to harass this base. They're getting cleaned up by the roaches, and I really want to see some kind of Broodlord transition right now, especially after you can deal with the Viking numbers.
Oh, these roaches, where are you going? No. Wow, he lost a lot of forces there. These Hellions are going to be able to clean up too.
Oh yeah, goodbye those Hydras. Oh,
Even the roaches too. With that many brute Hellions, in small numbers, roaches get really damaged. But these siege tanks need to siege up right now. Or actually, he can take it normally, because if he sieged up, they could just encroach on it. So
yeah,
he's doing the good thing right now, not sieging them.
And actually, siege tank DPS against armored is actually more when they're unsieged versus siege. The siege they get to have splash damage. That's a really
But he has
big
no
key.
anti-air. This one meter is worth his weight in gold. We have a couple more mutas coming out. I don't know what he's planning to do with these siege tanks. He's probably going to lose them all if the mutas keep coming out at this pace. This pace, rather.
Yeah, one Hydra will be going down. I mean, the great thing about the Hydras is the DPS they add, but they have to be able to stay alive in the face of all this. But GoOdy is sieging up, attacking mid-right. He's attacking the normal third for check. He's just continuing to be aggressive. This top right base doesn't even have that many drones there. This is starting to look pretty bad for check, who still does not have hive tech at all.
Is he going to lose this base?
It looks like he will. Yeah, he's going to lose it. It's two more shots, and there it goes down. And that is a really huge blow. The Broodlings do help to take out those siege tanks, but still, Lings are once again denied that mid-left base. But take a look at the income for a second. It's 50 SUs now to 45 drones, and GoOdy has bases for something that Check does not really have, although he's just now going to be able to mine from what should have been his third base, which is, I guess, okay, but now we're having tanks staying at top right. Muta's going to be able to defend that. And the thing is, though, Check has an opportunity now to be aggressive with these Mutas and try and delay GoOdy. And he needs to really... Oh, he's about to try and expand to the top middle hidden base. Oh, that's not going to go well. Oh, he's going to be shaking his head when he gets there and sees how few minerals are left.
He's going to realize some of the patches are missing. He's going to be saying, oh, so that's why you've been keeping up. Now, GoOdy coming in for these Zerglings at the far left middle base.
Yeah. So
he can land his command center. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for a planetary. Yeah, there it is. Going for a planetary fortress. Yeah. Those Ling counterattacks have been really damaging. this two armored drone is just sitting beside the planetary, or sorry, beside the orbital, just going. So this makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Yeah. 4 Thors, a siege tank, and about 6 Hellions coming across the map. And they're going straight into the main, actually, which is interesting.
I think GoOdy maybe is starting to feel like he needs to take out the tech, prevent those really good moves from being made. But you have a lot of roaches here that are going to be able to try and defend against, but no, 4 Thors against twice that many roaches, no, that's not going to be good for those roaches.
The longer he goes without going on Hive, the more I think that this is the Terran's game to win. He still hasn't even fully engaged with the Hive.
Yeah, and technically his infestation bit's not even going down, not even losing health. It's somehow still on creep, which I think is baffling. But still, this is really going to be like the game-ending push. Check is trying to mass up those roaches to keep them alive as possible. Oh, the Queen gets aggroed in. Queens get aggroed so easily. It's very, very, very frustrating. But this is, I really don't see much that he can really do. Actually, siege tanks are getting caught by Lings over there. The top of that natural ramp, they're going to go down. But still, now we're seeing the death to the tech. GoOdy is really doing. Look at the food count, 70 food lead for him, and Check is starting to make me sad. This was not a best of 3 because this first game and deciding game is really awesome.
I think one of the most worthwhile investments for GoOdy was getting the StarCraft Collector's Edition for stores that bigger guns in the back. when you play mech this much, I'm sure you get sick of not seeing them. Yeah. So I think this is pretty much over. Even though the Zerg did transfer a lot of drones to the top bases in the top right, I just don't think he has a chance.
Oh, so many mutas just died over there on the left. Just trying to be aggressive with their siege tanks. I mean, not siege tanks. They're missile turrets everywhere. Somehow siege tanks are not missile turrets and can shoot up. But a spawning pool got built by Check in the top right. Will he continue his tech? Will he get lair? He's just getting a bunch of Lings. He's just trying to make those last-ditch efforts. But he did clean up that top middle base. Which is very nice to see. But now GoOdy's got 3 Blue Flame Hellions in the mineral line of Check. What is basically now is natural, as he is now basically down to a main and natural once again.
It's interesting though, because if you think about it, this entire game would have been totally different if he had that one Zergling to scout that hidden base for GoOdy.
Oh, now GoOdy's trying to build a command center on top of a hatchery. That's not happening. And by the way, for fun, take a look at the APM. It's 76 for GoOdy.
Oh. 35-minute long game. You can't really play them. Everyone's APM seems to die slowly.
Yeah, I mean, Check just has nothing to do right now, which is why he's down in his APM.
Still managing to keep around 140 current right now, which is interesting. I don't really know what you can be doing besides moving a queen back and forth. But
you can be angry and just hit a bunch of keys in frustration. That's pretty much what I'm considering right now.
Watching these Thors move in alignment is like, you know something's going to die really fast. They're the most mean-looking unit for sure.
Oh yeah, this is death push.
Has he started his 3-3? No, he's still on 2-2 actually. He hasn't even started 3-3 for GoOdy. Still producing a lot of Hellions, surprisingly, and he does have a lot of units. Oh, no, there, he's just starting to reinforce with some Hellions. He's going to kill some bases. He's going for the Lings that are attacking his middle bottom base.
Yep, there we go. Actually, it's not a PF yet, which is kind of interesting. But I guess Good. Oh, wait, Goody just doesn't have the minerals to go for that. His income. There we go. GG gets called. So Goody's gonna move on in a rather impressive fashion.